Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. My name is Umi Madiha, metric number 253242. I am a student of School of Computing in EAM. So today I'm going to present you STIW3064 component-based development. So I will start our presentations now. So guys, do you know what is CBD? Actually, CBD is procedure that accentuate the design and development of computer-based system. So for the scientific CBD is the design to develop of based system. So by help of reusable software component, which is involved procedure for developing software system by choosing idea of two-shelf component to be assembled into well-defined software architecture. CBD also a process of defining, implementing, or integrating these loosely coupled independent components into a system. CBD also known as component-based software engineering. So from the reuse of coarse-grained components, component-based development will deliver better quality and output. Component-based development is a branch of software engineering which is emphasize the separations of concern with respect to the wide-ranging functionality available throughout a given software system. So as you can see from the slide, the figure is about component-based developments. It's not too clear, but I will read for you. Legacy integration, technology independence, investment protection, adaptable applications, reduce cost and time to market, business service based applications, evolution through plug and play, build, buy and assemble, encapsulate business service components, and specifications education standard. So why CBD need now in this modernizations life? Because of qualities, increased productivities, cost and time, reduce risk and consistency. So let we look at the quality. The quality is to enhance the software quality. The component quality is the key or factor behind the enhancements of software quality. So increase productivity. Okay, to increase productivity, the shortage of software development skill is because of major backlog for system user. So any new approach must be improve the productivity of skilled employees to allow them to produce quality result at a faster rate. So next is cost and time. So when you're building a large and complex system, developing complex software system with help of the shelf component also help to reduce software development time substantially. Function points or similar technique can be used to verify the affordability of the existing method. So to reduce risk. Okay, as the risk of software failure is reduced or minimized because of the availability of the various alternatives for components with a similar functionality. And then the last one is consistency. So most of software intensive system share significant characteristic with others previously developed in production or yet to be produced in the future. So what does CBD promise you? Do you know? So the first one is flexibility. then reuse, and then the maintainability. So what is flexibility? Flexibility is the runtime components which is can work independently, and then it designed properly, much less dependence on their environments, because hardware, system software, other applications or components. So therefore component-based systems are much more adaptable and extendable than systems traditionally designed and built, but it is usually components are not changed but it was replaced. So the next one is reuse. So in principle, CBD is enables the developments of components which is completely implement a technical solutions or business aspect, such as component can be used everywhere, every time. So functionality, be it technical or business oriented, that has been to be developed and implement just only once, and instead of several times, as is now typically the case. It will be clear this is a good thing from the point of view of maintainability, robustness, and productivity. And then the last one is in CBD, a piece functionality implement just only once. So it is self-evidence. This result in easier maintenance, which lead to lower costs and a longer life for this system. The distinctions between maintenance and constructions will become very vague and completely disappear after some time. So new application will consist for every large part of already existing components. So building a system will look more like assembly than really buildings. So what challenge might developer face if using the CBD? So here are three challenges that we need to face if use the CBD: complex interface specifications, expensive, inadequate component testing, and then the continuous versioning. So component interface specifications. Each component has some interface through with its interact with others components. Interface specifications are the entry points for defects. They need to be tested thoroughly because if the problem arises when the specifications are complex. Next, expensive and inadequate component testing. Component testing is an expensive process as involves constructions of test drivers and stuff, building and configuring separate stuff and drivers for each component is a cumbersome task for tester. So all possible combinations of available components are very difficult to test. Next is continuous versioning. Coexistence of different versions of a component with slight modifications create challenge for tester to test all possible versions. So as you can see from the slide, this is the process step to develop the system. There are 6 steps. The first one is planning, analysis, design, development and implementations, testing and maintenance. So the developer must follow the 6 steps to perform a good application. Planning. Planning is whether the perfect plans, calculating the strengths and the weakness of the project. Development of software is meaningless. Planning kick off a project flawlessly and affect its progress positively. Analysis. This step is about analyze the performance of the software at various stages and making notes on additional requirements. Analysis is very important to proceed further to the next step. design. Once the analysis is complete, the step of designing takes over, which is basically building the architecture of the project. This step helps remove possible flaws by setting a standards and attempting to stick to it. Development and implementations. The actual task of developing the software starts here with data recording going on in the background. Once the software is developed, the stage of implementations come in where the product goes through a pilot study to see if it's functioning properly, whether it functions or not. Then testing. The testing stage assesses the software for errors and documents bugs if there are any. Next is maintenance. It was the last stage in the software process. So once the software passes through all the stages without any issues, it is undergo a maintenance process wherein it will be maintained and upgraded from time to time to adapt to the change. Okay, from the previous slide, the two main development process that need in CBD, which is development and implementations and testing. Why development? Because the first step and the first one we need to build applications. We must develop and implementations. The actual task of developing the software start here with data recording going on in the background. Once the software is developed, the stage of implementations come in where the product goes through a pilot study to see if it's functioning properly. The task must be in pilot study because it's more easy for developer to master. And then testing. In any task of applications, we know that the testing is a must. The testing stage assesses the software for errors and document bugs in there if there any are any. From the testing, the developer knows whether the system is okay or not okay. Sometimes we thought it was okay, but it wasn't. It didn't work. So the figure show the flows of the development process. So if you can see, input, process, output. This is also the output of process. What is main activities in CBD and what corresponding outputs? The first one is main activities in CBD: identifications need, planning, designing, implementation, testing and documenting, deployment and maintenance, view model. So this one is the figure. We show you the corresponding output from the activities development. So here I'm attach you the video, simple video analogy. You can see from so happy watching. Thank you for Madam Nur Iyada Yusuf. She's my teacher of component-based development. Thank you. Do subscribe my YouTube channels and